for your 10 competitor logo assignment in Figma. I'm going to kind of start you out with a Figma board that's almost done. So at this point you would have opened a new design file, you would have named your artboard, and you put an artboard down, you would have named it, and then you are bringing in rectangles, and let's do a couple here to remind you. We have a rectangle and we're going to put an image in it, and here we go, we got that in there, so we have that image in there. And let's do one more, because right now I have 9, so I want to have 10. And so here I'm going to put in one more image. And here we go. And oh no, my beautiful image that I can see in this box, I can't see here because it is white and my artboard is white. So what could I do so that somebody could actually see this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a rectangle behind it with a fill. So let me just click off of it for a moment, and I'm going to grab the rectangle tool. I am going to draw that rectangle over it, and I'm going to just leave it that color. Now right now the rectangle's in front of it, which is not what we want it behind it. And right now this is rectangle 13. We can tell it's highlighted here and highlighted here, and I am going to drag this down to the bottom of the layers. Things that are lower in your layers panel are things that are going to be behind. The things that are at the top are going to be up front. And so now we have where I can see this. And just to make it a little easier, I'm going to select both of these. So if I've selected one here, and then I'm going to do a shift and a click, and 1 second. My computer froze up there. I'm going to do a shift and a click. So I have both things selected. And so let me just do that one more time. I have that selected. I've clicked on it. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hold down the shift button on my computer. And I'm now going to click on this other one. Then I'm going to do a right click, which will bring up a little menu here. And I'm going to say group selection, and that way I can now move them around easy. I could also select something from up here. So for instance, if I wanted to select his photography and I have it up here, and let's say I wanted to also select that little group I just made, I could over here hold down my shift button and click on group. I could do this with any of them. And just so you know that those are 2 ways to select objects. Okay, so let's say you have all 10 of your logos here, and what we're going to want to do is to get them into a line or continuum, not into these columns. We want one row. So I have just moved out a little bit so we could see this. And right now my artboard's not a great size for doing one row, so I am simply going to take the corner here and I'm going to drag it out, and I'm going to make it shorter. And now I am going to start laying out my logos, and I kind of know what I'm going for here. I know we're going to have the colorful ones at this end, so I'm going to kind of move them out here, move them out, move out here, and here. There we go. Move these down, and I could get all of these aligned pretty easily. So what I'm going to do is I could go to my layers panel. I've clicked on group 1, and then I could hit shift and go all the way down to the bottom one, and now they're all selected. So that's one way we can select objects. Let me show you another way. So let me click off. I can draw a box through all of these, and let me just do that because my computer froze again. So let me show that again. So this is what we'd want to do. We draw a box, and now they're all selected. And now let's go ahead and align them. If we go up to this right hand panel, I think I'm going to select that the tops are all aligned. So now the tops are all on a straight line. So great, now I have a continuum, and my continuum is from kind of having a lot of darkness, and so we go from black, it's kind of monochromatic, and then we go to the monochromatic white, and then we have where we get into more color. One other thing I am going to do with this, if I select all of those, the other thing I want to do is I'm going to go back up here, and I am going to distribute the horizontal spacing so they're equal number of spaces apart. Just gives a little bit of a neater appearance there. All right, so last thing, or one of the last things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put some words on here to let me know what is what this is. So I'm going to say monochromatic on this side. You know, that's so small, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Again, part of this exercise is not only looking at logos for your users, but also you're learning about a little bit more about Figma. So if you noticed, when I was over here, I just kind of hovered, I hovered over this and a little arrow appeared, and I can make the text larger or smaller, or I can just click in a number. I could just say 60 here and change it, or I can click here and change it. So lots of different ways. So I say monochromatic, and what I can do is I'm going to duplicate. If you remember, on a Mac, that's a Command D. And I'm going to go bring it over here. And here I'm going to say colorful. And so now we know what my competitors' logos look like, what my spectrum is, and your spectrum can be whatever you choose. It might be monochromatic to colorful, it might be black to white, it might be fancy to simple, it might be gaudy to simple, I don't know. But anyways, you'll pick your logos and you'll put them in this continuum, and you decide what these labels should be over here. And just recognize when you're designing your own logo, then you don't want to be outside of this spectrum, and you probably don't even want to be at these far edges. You want to be more in the center section so that your users will be very comfortable with what you are going to be designing. We don't want to do anything outlandish that confuses your users. So, okay, so this is great. Now, one of the last things you need to do is you will share this with me. And so let's go up to this top where we see a share button. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, choose that anyone with the link can see this. So we're going to select that. And over here, we're going to select that the person can edit, because you are going to be sharing it with me. So anyone with the link can edit, and then you are going to copy the link. So right now, it tells me down here that link was copied to my board, and you are then going to insert this link into Moodle. And I tell you what, I'm going to take you to Moodle and show you how this works. One caveat is that this is for my on-campus class, so let's go there, but also recognize that this Moodle page will look different than your Moodle page. All right, we're in the Moodle account. I'm going to scroll down. For this particular class, it's in Unit 2. I'm going to find this assignment. I'm going to click on competitor logos. And again, this might look different in your class because this is from fall of 2023. And it tells me my assignment is late by 121 days. All right, but what we're going to do is we're going to click Add Submission. And you're going to scroll down to online text, and you're going to click on link. You are going to paste in that Figma link. You're going to select open new window and create link, and then you are going to save changes. And this allows your professor to be able to access your Figma board. And if your professor wants to make comments or to change things around for you, they can do that. I know that your teacher is looking forward to seeing your competitor logos and helping you get a little bit further on this process to understanding the users who might visit your website in the future.